great thing I do like about science fiction conventions was the fact that there are no judgments, or the judgments on people. People can be whoever they are. A lot of people who wouldn't feel comfortable perhaps in other environments, we will find at science fiction, because everything is accepted. It doesn't matter what you are, what blows life has dealt you, whether you're in a wheelchair or whether you, whatever it is, you're accepted at a science fiction convention. Even if you're a cross-dresser, you can be anything. You can be as weird as you want at a science fiction show, and you're not going to be judged adversely.
Well, hello, my name is Tim Choate, and this is my first time to be here for a convention in the United Kingdom. And, wow, there's a lot of you out here, and I play a character called Zathras.
I'd heard that conventions existed. I knew what they were. I have a friend who is on Star Trek and has done a lot of these conventions, and I'm aware of the convention thing, but I just never thought that Zathras would be somebody that they would be interested in.
When we travel in time, we pass through great waves of tachyon impulses. You can become unstuck in time unless there is anchor. These will keep you from drifting. Also protect you. Time distortion can do terrible harm.
It was really weird at first. I have gotten with the program, and I know I feel a little better about them all, but they're great.
To go to an environment with a lot of people where you are going to be loved and liked, that's a good thing. I mean, everybody's going to go for that if it's going to come up. It's just a good feeling. You can't do any wrong, and everyone wants to buy you a drink.
I guess you just come to talk about yourself and talk about the character, and you know, I'm a sci-fi geek myself. You know, I grew up on Star Trek, and it's always been a dream for me to be on a science fiction show. So I guess just sharing that with them.
I know you're having some trouble with those pork sausages and eggs you had this morning.
If you're involved in science fiction, you are one of the storytellers of mythology. It's mythological. It fits into that religious principle that human beings need, that different outside world where are all the issues. You look at a lot of the old Star Treks, they're all Greek myth is where it's taken from, and Joe as well. Joe has taken various universal questions, the who are you, and all of that business, and those philosophic questions.
This is Captain Jake Thompson of the Advanced Destroyer Group to enemy vessels. We have you surrounded. You are ordered to surrender your vessels or be destroyed. I say again, surrender or be destroyed.
Put me on with him and give me firing control. This is the White Star Fleet. Negative on surrender. We will not stand down.
Who is this? Identify yourself.
Who am I? I am Susan Ivanova, Commander, daughter of Andrei and Sophie Ivanov. I am the right hand of vengeance, and the boot that is going to kick your sorry ass all the way back to Earth, sweetheart. I am death incarnate, and the last living thing that you are ever going to see.
I think it's very visceral. I mean, I think it's very positive. It's immediate. It's something that you don't normally get in television and film. You have to wait for a response. It's almost like doing theater when you do these conventions. You do a live talk. You get to meet and greet. You know, you sign autographs and so forth. So it's kind of a multimedia sort of in a way interactive event, as opposed to sitting there with a camera and a crew and finding out a year later that you were good.
It surprised me, the whole science fiction fame thing, the fact that I'd never been involved in science fiction. You're just doing your television show, and then it took me about a year to realise this was going on, and then I went to a convention, and you've got a 4.5-hour autograph line and thought, where the bloody hell did this come from? It's just a TV show.
Everybody on the planet should be allowed to go to a convention. Every plumber, every carpenter should go to a convention where hundreds of people line up and tell them that, I'm sorry, your pipe fittings are the best, and I've just brought this L joint, and if you wouldn't mind, I'll give you 20 pounds, and if you just sign it right there on that. And it's an incredible thing that everybody should have in their life.
I love you, man! Hey, nice to see some familiar faces.
I think the most important thing that Babylon 5 did for me was it opened up my mind towards what fandom really means. You know, what the level of respect that you have to have towards your fans and towards people that watch these shows, because they really do admire you and your characters, and you should treat them with respect because of that loyalty.
Babylon 5 on Sci-Fi.